Hey guys, how you doing? This is Dane at ZIMM'S Guitars, and we restring a lot of guitars down here. And today we're going to restring this Squire Jazzmaster. And really nice guitar. This one just came in, got traded in, but it needs a set of new strings on it. This is the Mascis. And of course, all you Seattle guys know, he was in a band called Dinosaur Jr. So let's go ahead, pull these old strings off of here. This has the Clusen style tuners, and I love these things because the string just comes straight out of the top like that. You have to cut the string, shove it down in there. But it makes the string change outs really quick and easy. I see that on the nut here, it looks like somebody put a lot of pencil lead in it. Okay. Get these strings off of here and snip these strings. Best thing you can do to your guitar is restring it. Regular maintenance is always a good idea. A new set of strings is always a good idea. It's kind of, I remember the old TV commercials when I was a kid. And the old Champion spark plugs. And the best thing you could do for your car is to put in a new set of Champion spark plugs.
If your engine isn't starting on cue, put in a fresh set of Champion spark plugs at least once a year. Champion and your engine can make beautiful music together.
Well, this is sort of the same theory when it comes to guitars. Best thing you can do to your guitar is put on a new set of Ernie Ball strings, or your favorite string that you have. So, fret ends feel nice on this guitar. It's in good condition, although it's got a big, giant chip down here at the bottom. Somebody slammed it down like this. It's unfortunate, but it is a used guitar. And the neck looks nice and straight on it. We're just going to clean this thing up a little bit, throw some strings on it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and test on the electronics a little bit. Just plug it into an amp. And I always grab something to tap the pickups on. Okay, here's our volume. So our tone's turned on. Our tone works good. Our volume works good. Everything seems fine. It's got a really cool pickguard on it. This is that gold anodized metal kind of a pickguard. Unfortunately, I'm missing the bar on this guitar. This has a whammy bar. It's got the old school bridge on here. And I'm missing the bar, which is super unfortunate. I got a whole tray full of bars, but if I have one that fits in this Jazzmaster, it's probably a long shot. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I have one. That's the wrong one, but yeah, you can see how it works. There's springs underneath here. Don't have a bar. No. The bar that fits on these Jazzmasters, it's like this long. They're really long. Yeah. Always missing some parts, it seems like. Okay, we've got Music Nomad F1 oil. I put this on the fingerboard. This F1 oil cleans and hydrates. This fretboard looks really clean. I don't see any dirt packed in it or anything like that. I don't think this guitar got played very often. Didn't have that chip in it. I would pretty much call this thing mint. You hate to say that. Don't say that on Reverb. If you're selling an item on Reverb, don't call anything mint. But this one is very good condition. Other than that, of course. I keep showing you guys that, but yeah, there is that. Let's do this without any string tension. Currently on the guitar. Let's take a look at the neck and see if it's straight. Now this is a long scale guitar. So with my not straight edge, you got long scale there, you got short scale there, which is Gibson scale length. This is Fender scale length. Set that on there and we see if we've got any gaps underneath there. And that looks perfect. So we're going to just leave that neck right there. I think the only thing left to do on this thing is to just actually throw strings on it. It doesn't need any setup work or anything that I can see right off. So let's just string it up. Go ahead and roll the jingle. Today's string choice. Super Slinky. Ernie Ball, 9 through 42s. For some reason, I always put 9-gauge strings on everything that's Fender scale length. Because they feel just right on those. And everything Gibson scale length, I usually put 10-gauge strings on. But not always. Yeah, so Mascis signature motto. And again, he was in Dinosaur Jr. Here's a few pictures of the guy. I think Dinosaur Jr. was one of the 90s grunge bands. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave me some comments. Tell me if you got any Mascis stories for us. But Jay was part of a lot of other bands just by looking on Wikipedia. But I think Dinosaur Jr. was by far his biggest band that he was in. So these Jazzmasters are a really popular guitar. I don't get too many of them down in my shop. But once in a while they come in. And they're really good for like surf rock kind of guys. They love these things. If you're in a 60s surf rock style of band, you definitely want to get a Jazzmaster. But for like the heavy metal guys don't usually play this because just looking at the bridge, the way that the string just sets on top of the bridge like this, and you can kind of take it and do this kind of thing to it. So if you're playing very aggressively and drop tunings and stuff, probably not your best idea to go with the Jazzmaster. You don't want to be too aggressive on them. But these P90 pickups sound really good. through an old vintage tube amp with a ton of reverb on there. And back in the day, because this guitar had the extra electronics, this was the most expensive guitar, the old Jazzmasters, in the Fender catalogs. And that's because, again, the extra electronics that were in them. And then finally, my 9 high E string, 9 gauge. And this is the one string that you don't really need to cut. Because a lot of guys, again, you'd cut all the strings down so that they would fit in here. But the low E string, it's long enough or it's short enough. Yeah, you don't have to cut any of it. You can just wind it around. There's 2 wraps. There's 3 wraps. There's 4 wraps. So that string wrapped around the tuner pole about 4 or 5 times. Doesn't hurt anything. You don't want your low E string to wrap 4 or 5 times though. Look at that, that high E string was almost in perfect pitch. Okay. Same with my low E strings, very close. So now when you stretch these out, you put your left hand over here to protect the nut. And you just gotta stretch it and then lay it back down in its saddle. So guys, I just put up a video earlier in the week, and it's my shred collab video. So what it is, it's a backing track that one of my customers made, and it's just a backing track in A minor, and we are going to put together a shred collaboration video. And watch that video, click on that link, and the backing track will pop right up. Record yourself, video yourself playing along with this backing track. It's an A minor, pentatonic, you know, jam. And we're going to compile them all together, and we're going to edit them all together. And we're going to make a video that's going to be finished here in about a month. So by mid to the end of February, somewhere a couple of weeks into February. We don't really have a date set up yet. But do me that favor and participate in this shred collab video that we're doing, okay guys? Because I want to see some of those players. And especially if you're one of my regular customers that comes in the store, that would make it fun for me to see you guys participating. But not only that, man, I would love to see guys from all over the world participating. You guys over in London that watch, or in England that watch. The guys down in South America that are just shredding stuff up on their solar guitars. I want to see those guys. You guys down in Australia, participate with me. on my shred collab. So again, try to have your entries in. You got to just email them back to me. And in about a month now, or 6 weeks from now, we're going to edit them all together. And you guys can shred to everybody in the world will be able to watch it. And somewhere in the video, I even am going to participate. So I'll probably slow the pace of the whole shreddiness down a bit. Alright guys, there it goes. It's all restrung. It's ready to resell. It's a Fender Squire J Mascis Jazzmaster. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Go buy a guitar.